Let me pull that because she I guess part of her thing was saying that she her feather in her cap is that she has a man who loves her. Right. I want to play this clip. I think this is pretty interesting that she actually admitted this, and maybe she wasn't thinking about it, but I just want to get your thoughts on this and see how you feel about this because I think the internet caught on to it, and I think they kind of cringy on this, but I'm gonna play it and then we're gonna go on to the next thing.
They was asking me, where did you fit in the picture of my love life? Like, where did you come about? Because they're like, oh, whoa, this timeline is starting to overlap. So, yes, I'm the person that I was rapping out when I was 15, the person that you guys asked me about, this was a dope question, is the person who basically got cheated on with, and he was the person that it was. And then you saw him and fought him.
Beat the shit out of him.
They was asking.
Okay. So let me put this in context. Okay.
Please.
Queen Radio. This is Nicki Minaj with her husband, Kenneth Petty. Right? So I guess what she's saying is the person that, I'm assuming it's in some song. I'm not no Nicki Minaj expert. Rapped about she cheated on her love of her life or her, high school boyfriend with Kim.
Mm-hmm. With her husband.
Current husband. Okay. The problem here is Nicki Minaj is 41. Kenneth Petty is 45. So if she cheated on her then boyfriend with him at 14, 15, then that would have made Kenneth Petty
19 or 20. Right?
Or 18, 19.
18, 19?
They're
Okay.
saying 19, 19, 20, 18, 19. Bottom line is you were messing with a minor. So
Not you spilling your own tea. Running your mouth, talking too much. Girl.
I don't like that shit. For sure, bro.
So you further giving receipts and evidence that your husband is a pedophile. Ma'am.
Stop. I don't like that shit. For sure, bro. I don't like that shit.
What I don't like is you are defending him as if he's not, but then you just basically admitted that he was.
Because this is the thing. I think her idea is that what she be defending is that he's not a rapist. But obviously she know he a pedophile if he was messing with her.
And then that's a bigger conversation on whether that's just part of our culture or not.
I feel like at that time it was. Like, we got to be honest. And I know that being honest about it don't make it right. You know what I mean? And hindsight is always 20/20. But at the time, the culture of young girls messing with older men was more acceptable than it is now. Mm-hmm. It was.
I think when you know better, you do better.
You know better, you do better. But at the time, it was like, again, even my husband, he was like, my dad was way older than my mom. People know this. Come on now. Like, we ain't crazy. Look at your birth certificate.
Yep.
How old was your mama and how old was your daddy?
Yep.
Like, let's just be real.
Yep.
And then I think a lot of people try to use that as an excuse now. Oh, well, yeah, it was girls in high school that was messing with older dudes that was coming. Okay, so what do I got to do right now?
Right.
But you just going to keep doing it?
Right.
Like, don't make no sense.
Right.
Like, yes, that was happening. And yes, that was more, like, even when we look at the music, the Tenderoni and all that, they was talking about, I think it was an LL Cool J song where he was talking about going up to the high school and picking up girls. Yeah. Like, what?
Yeah, there's a lot.
It wouldn't be in the music if it wasn't more accepted. If it wasn't accepted, then we get
culture.
that.
Yeah, and just because it's culturally acceptable doesn't mean it's right.
Yeah, I mean, there was a time that, we just came from watching The Color Purple musical where they just rolled up like, I want your daughter. Like, what?
Yeah, I mean, and then it goes all the way back. Elvis Presley, right? There's multiple famous people that have married women that were underage, and R. Kelly. I mean, goes down. I mean, even the Jay-Z and Jay-Z, yeah,
absolutely.
That because that timeline don't match up either.
Hello, it really don't.
But we try to act like we try to turn a blind eye to that. So it's just interesting that what you are vividly defending you have also confirmed.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah. So just for fun. So in the beef between them, between Hiss. So okay. So this is the other thing. If Nicki responds, do we wait for Megan to respond to judge the records, or are we judging Hiss versus whatever Nicki's gonna drop next?
I would say Hiss versus what Nicki drops. You know, which would if Meg responds, that's a whole nother round.
Well, to me, this is just kind of like this is like the prelude.
Okay, well, you should have put out your best shit from the jump.
Because Hiss wasn't all about her. That's what I'm saying. Hiss isn't all about her. Hiss is about everybody, with Nicki included. And then when Nicki responds, it's all about Meg. But typically in the past, what you're saying is typically right. That is the record. So okay. So if you're gonna put Hiss against whatever Nicki's gonna put out, who do you think will win out of that first round?
You already said it. It's gonna be Nicki.
It's gonna be Nicki.
When it comes to bars, Nicki's gonna eat her up. But as far as who's gonna be more supported by the general public, Megan. It's gonna be Megan for sure.
Absolutely, I agree with that.
We know that.
I think on wax, Nicki's gonna wipe the floor with her. But public perception, Megan. And again, I'm seeing that people are kind of Nicki's losing her support.
Even from her, because you see a lot of people saying it's becoming hard for me to be a Nicki Minaj fan. And that's why I said, I'm just here for the music and that's it. What Ebony saying, Players Club, that's all I'm just here for the music and that's it. Because it's still high heels on my tippies. Like, at the end of the day, but I don't know.
This is not about music.
I think, yeah, I don't know, man. I think this is Nicki's last little rodeo, man. I don't know. I would have liked to see her.
What did you think of the album?
I didn't listen to the album.
Oh, okay. Well,
I didn't listen to it, so I can't give a good percent. But I think everybody's a fan of her music. It's just how she conducts herself, and
we've said that though about not just Nicki, but in general of like
a lot of
take
artists.
Us back to the days where we didn't really know artists like that. We just knew their public persona. Yeah. And you know, when they did back when they had media training and you know what I mean?
Publicists
like
and yeah.
Man,
and
now that they got social media and they in control of their own social media, you really get to see like who they are as a person. It's like,
because typically you would only hear from an artist when they would like have an interview in like XXL or something.
Yeah.
And you would be able to edit it and like you would be able to control what people know more. But I mean, you can, I don't know. That's why I like the artists nowadays, like that have some type of mysterious, like some mystique to them. Mm-hmm. Like her. Like when her first came out, it was like you didn't even see her face.
Yeah.
And all the music spoke for it, right? You know what I'm saying? So
that's what Beyonce be doing. Beyonce ain't gonna respond to nothing.
Yeah.
Like we know who at this point we know who Beyonce is, but at the same time, it's some stuff you just ain't gonna know.
You ain't gonna know.
And you ain't gonna get no response. You ain't gonna get a statement, nothing.
And to me, that to me adds more to value to the art, because what you're going to say is in the art.
Yep,
so
absolutely.
I think Nicki would have been more. It would have been more impactful if she would have just dropped the record.
Yeah, if she would drop the record, I'd have been like, oh.
Then do a Queen Radio and talk about it after the fact.
Yeah, but I'm like, you doing all of this, like
it's almost like you had to she had an itch where she had to respond.
Mm-hmm. It's the drugs.
And then I would have said, because to me, I would have been like, yeah, if you were sober, I would have said, response is coming soon.
I wouldn't have said nothing.
Or wait on it. No, I wouldn't have said, like, if people would have been hitting me, I would say, just wait on it. It's coming. And I would have dropped it. And then that would have broke the internet to me.
Man.
Now it's like, I already heard some of it. I already see how you're going with it. So like when I hear it for the first time, it's not going to be.
If she really wanted to eat it up, she would have dropped a response on that Who Shot You beat.
Or something. Because if you think about all of the most like volatile disses, there was no build up to it. It was just, it came out and you was like, oh man, did you hear it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I remember
when that Drake diss dropped, I was on my way to work. Like, I was like, what? They talking about this or what?
Yeah, exactly.
And I was like, oh, he ate me up. Like, it was more like excitement around it.
Because you heard it for the first time.
Now you
talked about it, and like it's just like,
and you already put a bad taste in people's mouth.
It's just like when you like at school when there was a fight and the person was talking about it all day. Oh, I'm gonna beat him up. I'm gonna beat him. And it's like at one point, like, bro, just stop. And then when you get to it, then half the time it ain't even a fight, or somebody back down, or somebody don't want to. And then it's like, man, you just waste all of our time because you got the anticipation up. Nah, the fights that was hidden was the one that nobody knew was gonna happen.
Either you was there or you wasn't.
Right.
You was there, you was at the right time or not. I don't know.
I think it's all based on expectation. Under promise, over deliver.